We're going to skip over to our next guest, who is, I would say, a master of self-love. So she has an interesting story. She felt like she was constantly giving to other people. She'd found her dream job and soon found that she wasn't really taking the greatest care of herself. So I'm going to introduce to you the CEO of Platicorn Enterprises and self-love specialist, Donna Jackson. Before we actually see her beautiful face, we're going to watch a video about her.
I had a job that I thought was my dream job. I thought, oh my God, I get to fulfill every single day the most amazing transformations for other people. Well, guess who got forgotten? And that's where this journey began. I had to do a year-long journey. I basically said, what do I do now? And someone said, you just need some self-love. Self-love to me, remember the question, what the heck is it? To me, it's a lifestyle. So wherever you're at, you may work too much, you may give a lot to your family, it could be, anything. It's not even drastic changes. I just started doing little things that I love. That had me really get to be present with who I am and love myself. When I look at these pictures, it's not about the face, what it looks like. I see the sadness. I see the hurt. I see the fear of, am I ever going to get well again? But had I just implemented self-love, which now I know, remember I'm the after picture, I'm not hiding no more. I don't give a damn, because people need this. So, just saying. No more hiding, acting like everything is fine. You guys remember my picture, flat on the ground, the pavement? I'm fine. We're not doing that anymore. And I invite you, as an invitation, to start calling the people on your life, because you know who's doing this to themselves. Be a stand for them. Be that commitment to them. Because we're committed that you leave here with something in the future to look forward to keep growing and expanding that conversation. And us expanding it to the people in our lives. I'm clear what happens here today is not just here, not just with you individually. It's going to be you taking out in the world and sharing it with the people in your life. And we can heal the world. We really can.
Oh, here we are. Almost caught me off guard there. Well, I've been kind of off guard this whole show.
Yay! It's my mantra. Yeah. Keep it real, ladies. Keep it real.
Show without technical difficulties and all types of issues. It's testing us, right?
Seriously, it's live. It's called real life.
Yeah.
Heck with being perfect.
Yep.
Part of my story, so we'll get into that later.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a quick warm up first. So let's get to know the Donna Jackson.
I know, isn't that funny? It's really funny.
So, what are you most passionate about?
Just being that stand for everyone, that they don't have to go through what I went through to have the ability to live their truth, to really, no kidding, stop playing with excuses, stop playing, this isn't rehearsal, this is our life, we have one. And how much, I even thought I was living the life that I really wanted until I really got down and deep and pretty much was forced to figure that out for myself. I just want that for everyone. And I want to empower our children. I want to really shift the way the world is turning into. Yes, we have Facebook. I love that we have the ability to connect with people from high school or whatever that we would normally not connect with. But it's also pulling us all apart. There's not a true connection. And that was really what happened even in my job, where I was around hundreds of people on a daily basis. I wasn't connecting with people. So there's lots of in there, lots of juicy stuff. But it's it's just that we have one life to live. And that's, are you living the way you want to live? Period.
The way other people want to live.
Or exactly. That's
yeah.
A lot of times we do.
So what would you say your purpose is in this one life that we have here?
I'm not going to cuss on your screen. I know you said I could, but
okay.
I'm going to try not to.
Keep it real.
Keeping it real. That's more important. Self-love, keeping it real is my series. So it's that being an MFer for people. I am a true stand, because a lot of times we don't know how to fight for ourselves. There was a time in my life I couldn't fight for myself. I couldn't even see it anymore. But when you have someone that's up here, like, can see it, that can be like, no, girl, you got this. No, guy, you got this. And help guide you through. I call it like a tugboat in an ocean. You know, you're coming out of I'm just going to bump you out into that big blue ocean of your life. Because sometimes we get stuck in the bay. Sometimes we get stuck in the harbor. And we don't even know how to get out. But we think the harbor's beautiful. Like, but this is good enough. This is pretty. And but it's not your purpose. So my purpose is just to get everyone out into the blue ocean, having the life that they are meant to live.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think our purpose is kind of
very similar.
Very similar, yeah.
We talked for a long time.
Yeah.
Getting connected. It was like, oh my God, I love this.
Donna's one of those people, like, no joke. First time ever speaking to her, it was a 2-hour conversation?
It was about 2 hours.
Yeah, almost a 2-hour conversation on the phone, just chatting about our lives.
Just
and
lives.
what we want to do with them. So.
And it's so fun when you just get to connect with people and they're true, and it's a true connection. You can talk for 2 hours and feel like you've known them forever, and there's no separation, no disconnect.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I feel like you may have already kind of brushed over this. What piece of advice would you... I keep wanting to say it to your younger self, but I don't want to keep talking in the past. You know, it's already happened.
Yeah, it's already happened, right?
Based off of your experiences, what is the
if you
best
can be your
piece of advice?
5-year-old self right now, I tell people all the time, and it's, are you acting like you're 5 or are you acting like you're 50? Are you acting like your life is over? Are you acting like your life has just begun? That's my advice. Act like your 5-year-old self now. That exploration, that wonder, that true, like, holy crap, this is what I can't wait to wake up in the morning. I don't even want to go to bed at night. Like, that's if you're not hunting for that feeling, then you're missing out on a whole lot of life.
See, and I keep saying on the show that I want to have a life of liberty. That's it.
It's the vision of a 5-year-old.
Like, yeah, you think 5-year-old kids, like, they don't care about what their hair looks like, or that they have, like, ketchup and snot all over their shirt. Not that I want to walk around like that, but...
But if you did, it would be no big deal.
Yeah.
That's the great thing.
And, you know, they play all the time, and they're creating, and, you know...
Totally. Their imaginations are just wide open. And if somebody says, oh, I don't like that, they don't sit there and go, oh, you don't? What's wrong with me? Yeah. They go, well, okay, what about this? Do you like this? You know? It's...
I want to get back to that.
Yeah. Hang out with me.
Yeah.
Be around me. That's just what happens.
Alrighty, so let's get into, like, the real juicy stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, tell us your story. You kind of did already.
Kind of did.
What would you say are some of the big experiences that you've had that have really led you to today?
Yeah, I mean, the big obstacle, the big tragedy, whatever you want to call it, happened when I was working too much at a job. I am someone that puts my whole heart into something. I'm very heart-centered. And I really thought in 2013 that I found my dream job. I was like, oh my God, I get to transform people's lives on a daily basis all day long. Even to the point where I thought the crazy hours they were asking us to work was okay. Like, I really thought, well, if I get to do that all day, okay, no problem. What I didn't realize was that fast forward 3 years later, I'd get really, really sick from working crazy intense hours. I was a high performer. Instead of them going, yes, let's give you some time off, or hey, let's reward you, it was, what more can you do? And that's a lot of, you know, and I don't blame them. Like, who would not want someone that's got my passion, my heart, my love to do more inside of their enterprise? Like, who wouldn't? Mm-hmm. But the thing was I lost me in the process. So stop standing up for myself. Had my intuition say, don't do that, say no, say, you know, walk out the door, out the door at times. I remember even one time sitting in my boss's office, looking over at my desk, going, there's my purse, there's the pictures. If I just got up, grabbed the purse, grabbed the pictures, walked out the door, my inner bad self wanted to go guns a-blazing. Like, the middle finger was going to be up. Like, you don't appreciate me. Like, oh my God, even when I think about it, I'm like, God, that would have been so freeing. But I was too scared. I didn't have self-love. I didn't have that concept of, like, that I matter enough to say no. And I just kept taking it to the point where my body literally shut down one day. Like, when you're on TV, when you see people where their voices are going and their mouths are moving, but nothing's coming out, that's what was going on. I was completely done, fried. And that was a Friday afternoon. I was told just to go home. And I didn't go back to work till Thursday the next week. And I still wasn't well. they said, well, you should go on disability, ready to replace me, like with 2 part-timers. I said, I don't think I need to lose my job over this, because they basically told me, well, we can't hold your position. It's one of the higher positions.
Right.
They're like, we can't not replace you, so you'll probably end up losing that position, but you'll have a position in the job, like here. And I'm like, but I don't want to do another job. I want to do my job. That's what my dream job was. And so I held on for 3 months, and we tried to make precautions. It wasn't enough. They didn't like allow me to do enough downtime or whatever. So slowly but surely my body got worse, and more things happened to where then it got even more worse. And one day I just started having panic attacks, like full-blown panic attacks at work. And one week I had 3 from nothing. Like, it was not like something major happened.
Yeah.
It was something just happened, and my body was reacting. I couldn't even stop it. And it was the scariest feeling in the world, because I never had one before. I felt like I was having a heart attack, couldn't catch my breath. It was insane. And so I called my doctor up and I just said, all right, I'm ready. Get me in. Let's talk, have a serious conversation on what disability looks like. And if there's anything else just anything else you can provide. I was still holding on to the very end, trying to make it all work. And I went into work. I went into the doctor's office that Monday morning, and he said, there's nothing I could prescribe you that's going to make it easy. You have to go on leave. And I go, okay, for like a month, catch up on some sleep. Like, I really just thought I was deprived of sleep and rest, 4 months. Well, that 4 months turned into an entire year. And about 6 months in, when I started having conversations with my employer about what was really going on with me, and I could feel it, nothing was going to change. They weren't going to adjust anything. They were still going to demand the crazy hours of the staff. I just was like, I knew I was leaving, but then I was scared to death. I needed one of me. I needed someone next to me to tug me out to the blue ocean. And I found it in a bunch of people. Like, I had a team of people, I had an amazing team of doctors. I mean, I had a naturopath, an MD, an endocrinologist, and a therapist, all of us working together, as well as spiritual guidance from friends of mine that have been around my past, and also they're like 10 steps ahead of me that help guide me through. That's why I'm committed to having all of that in one person, so people don't have to create a team, or at least I have resources for people. But it was just that like eye-opening experience. Like, when they say you have a near-death experience, like that's basically what my doctor said. He said, do you want cancer? Do you want a stroke? Or would you like a heart attack? Because that's what's coming up next if you keep going the way you're going. That was a pivotal moment. That was when I was like, my mom's a breast cancer survivor from lifestyle, not from hereditary or anything. And I was like, wow, that's my wake-up call, that I will have to go through what she went through. And if I can help my body from that, then let's go. And it has had other, I gained 50 pounds in 5 months from the stress. My thyroid went all crazy. I had adrenal fatigue. I'd never heard of that before, which I'm going to definitely be taking on that as something to teach people. It was just amazing it was like my doctor said my body was haywiring. Like, he didn't even know where to start. Like, who's the cause of what. We just kind of had to, I had to rest. I had to completely unstress my life, which you have no idea. Even listening to the girl before, like the diets and stuff. Diets stressed me out. Like, going to the gym stressed me out. I depleted my adrenals. Like, I felt so helpless and hopeless. And at the same time, I felt like this could be the beginning of something great for me. Yeah. And I got to points where I didn't want to be here anymore. I was like, if I'm going to be stuck in this broken body, I don't want to be here anymore. Now, not that I would have ever gone that far. Right. But the fact I had the thought of it opened up a whole nother world of like how many people out there go where I go in the mindset. And that's all I really do is shift people's mindsets around what they can do. Triumphs over tragedies into triumphs, however you want to say it. Like, that's my passion, and to share that story with people so they don't have to get as sick as I did. Take a long look at your daily life. Are you going through it with ease? Are you going through your day with, are you putting yourself first? Or are you honestly just worrying about everybody else? Either it's a family member, a kid, your boss, your parents. Are you putting everyone before you? Because you can't offer what's in your cup until you have your cup full. And my cup was like bone dry. There was nothing going on in my cup. And I just kept giving and giving and giving to people with this whole excuse called I'm transforming the world through it. And now I'm like, well, how can you do that with self-love? And that's what I've been doing now. And the universe just keeps providing, even when I get all nervous, like, no, but it just keeps providing, keeps providing. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going now. Oh, you want me to go take a bubble bath? Okay, I'll go take a bubble bath. And then I get two customers during our bubble bath. Like, that's just the funny thing is, like, we think we have to work really hard, and we're trained, like, we're not trained, we're raised to, like, work hard for your money. And I've worked less in the last few months, and I'm having the time of my life, and my business is growing. It's always going this way.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Anyways, I can go on forever. So, but cut me
Love
off.
that.
Cut me off.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna stop you. Just keep going. So let's talk about self-love. The video that we saw was like, what the heck is it?
Yeah, it really was. It was.
'Cause this year especially, and I love seeing it. And I just think it's so funny how, a lot of people are like, oh, this year it's all about me. Like, I'm giving back to myself. I'm going to love me before everyone else. And it's like, man, I'm one of those people. Like, how did I get to that?
Yeah.
Making other people more important than myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's stressful.
You know?
Taking care of so many people.
I'm not even a mom, and I'm like, well, I'm not a mom. So, like, that was my thing. I'm not a mom, so I'm not taking care of people.
Yeah.
Bull honky, like, every person that came into my job place, I was Mama Bear. Even people would call me Mama Bear. Like, don't mess, Donna's Mama Bear. She will cut. And I'm like, and I never caught on that I had the biggest family ever. Like, it was insane. But it was, how did we get to that place? Well, it's called life. It's called what the demands are. And I say this not from, like, it's not that men don't need self-love. I'm going to start a whole new segment for men, because there's a lot of men out there that are super givers and never receive either. But women especially, we have this nurturing thing that goes on with us automatically, that we just love to nurture. We love to give. We think being that of the feminine energy is always to give. No, it's to be able to be a giver, but also receiving. When on the video, when I said, what the heck is it? Actually, I had the F word in there when I first said it. I changed it for on stage. But it was my team of doctors and my spiritual friends are like, you just need some self-love. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? I mean, can I get it at CVS? Can I get it at Walmart? Like, can I get it in bulk at Costco? Like, it really was like, if you keep saying I need this, I was in the same question, what is it? And over time, I just really started, like, what is it to me? Because I get my toes done, I get my nails done, I get regular massages. That's all maintenance for me, especially working the crazy hours I was and having to look presentable for people. That was maintenance. It wasn't what is self-love to me. And so I asked the question, I don't know, what is self-love to you? What would be something that you would put yourself first before anyone else? Like, for me, it's my mornings. I'm so glad the show's in the afternoon, because I sleep in the morning. I hang out in the morning. I do whatever the crap I want in the morning. Because I've always said, whenever I was getting ready for a job, I'd always say to myself, gosh, if I only had my mornings to myself, to go to the gym, to go on walks, to just lay in bed if I want to read in the morning. Because I'm not a big night. I'm a night owl, but I'm not a night person. Like, my night times are for me to, like, just chill out and relax. So I want to be able to have the mornings to myself. That's my number one self-love. And I listen to my intuition a lot. If my intuition says, go call this person, I call that person. Even if I don't want to call that person, even if I don't know why I'm calling that person, it just says, call that person. And I meditate a lot too. That's when a lot of my thoughts come into my head. But then sometimes I pause and I go, what do I do next? What's my next action for today? And whatever pops in my mind, I go do it. The first time, not the one after it. Because if you don't catch the first thought, it's the ego or the what shoulds or all that kind of stuff overrides everything. Yes, the 5-second rule. Go Mel Robbins. I love her. Got to meet her in September. It was really great. But, like, that's the thought. And we all the time, I don't even say most of the time, we all the time ignore that first thought. We go after the thoughts after, because that's our rational brain. And and so that's why, like, there was this one time, I'll never forget it. We had a sale going on I promote ketones as well, because this physically has completely altered my body. And I've lost some of the weight that I've lost, but I'm like, this year's all, the rest of it's going away. And I basically, we had a sale, and I just was like trying to get all these messages out. And in the back of my mind, like, no, go take a bubble bath, go take a bubble bath, go take a bubble bath. And I was like, but I was just trying to get it out to all my customers, and like, we have this amazing sale. And finally, I was just so exhausted, and I was grumpy, and I was short, you know, like I just was like starting to feel that anxiety come back again, because I now have anxiety. And I remember I finally went, F this, and I went and took a bubble bath. While I was in the bubble bath, someone texted me about being a promoter, joining my team, which was super cool because I was building my team at the time. And I had 3 customer orders come in by taking a bubble bath, because the universe was saying, go take a bath and relax, and it will come, and trust me. And that's the thing. We just don't trust. We don't trust that
little voice.
It'll, you often want to override it.
I'm learning to listen to that little voice in my head more often. I think right now, especially with creating the anxiety that I have, it's like, what voice am I listening to?
Yeah.
Like, do I go and work on my show? Do I go for a walk or eat something?
You know what the easiest way, and I just learned this from Gabby again, like that reinforcement. I just met Gabby Bernstein a couple days ago, and she said,
no big deal.
If I went to her book signing VIP, I was like, yeah, let's do this. You know, even though it was a drive-by, because there ended up being 1,300 people there. Wow. They oversold the thing. That's awesome. It was amazing, but it's who she is. It's her mission. And she started out where we were, so this is what you got to get. She's very, very, very upfront about that. She's like, we start with the mission, and we just follow that, and it will happen. Yeah. So anyways, but she just said, if it's the good stuff and that's empowering, listen to it. If it's the bad stuff, leave it alone. That's your first start. And that's really what I started with, was like, what is fun, what is light, what is like, oh, that must be my intuition. If it's the crappy stuff, that's like, well, you should do this instead. If there's a should in there, it's definitely your ego. Yeah. Like if it's, you should go for a walk, but no, go for a walk, girl, just enjoy it. Yeah. See the difference? Okay.
The mind language.
Yep.
So ultimately, self-love is really just going with the flow,
your intuition,
just listening to what's going on
your
here,
your inner self, yeah. And your inner, it's the inner guides. Your life will guide you. Like, I still remember, even before I got all serious about what I wanted to do in my 20s, I was a go with the flow person, and I thought it was bad. Well, what I did was I just went with my intuition, and things happened. I got married, I had this, I had that. Like, even my intuition said, you should divorce the guy. I said, no, but I gave my word. And 2 more years later, I was miserable leaving it's like we have to get to this place of misery before we'll actually listen to, like, see, I tried it all, you know, and, but that's really what it was. I was just going with what my feelings were. Like, a lot of times people want to downplay feelings. No, feelings are, you're like, I don't know. That's where you just,
they're a gift,
it's such a gift, and it helps you just guide through life so much easier than trying to think your way through.
Yeah, and it's different for everyone. Like, what self-love to you could be different to me, could be different to someone else. It's just ultimately comes down to just, if your body's telling you relax,
then you go relax. Don't push it. I also got highly trained in integrity, where when you gave your word, you kept it. Not you honored it, you kept it. And to the point where that was running my life, like, to be able to look at something and go, you know what, I'm not feeling it, I have to revoke my word. That has so much power. That's listening to yourself. Now, there may be an impact on someone else, and you have to get the impact and work it all out and all that kind of stuff. But if something's screaming, don't go down that dark alley, don't go down the dark alley. Your intuition's guiding you through that. There was times that, you know, I would force myself to go out with a girlfriend, and guess what? We got in a fight. Had I not gone because I didn't want to go, I wouldn't have gotten that fight with her. You know, because I don't like confrontation, and then it was just uncomfortable. It's because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want her. Like, there was just something that told me, don't go. And instead of just saying, I'm going to honor myself and my intuition, and there's something that's having me not want to go, I'm not going to go. But guess what? Let's go out, and maybe next week. Yeah. Another time. Maybe it's a time. Maybe there's a big car accident. You never know. Yeah. I got rear-ended. The first thing I asked was, okay, what's the message here? What am I ignoring? Not, oh my God, I can't believe the girl looked at her cell phone and hit me and all this kind of stuff. And now I got to deal with my neck pain again and blah, blah, blah. It was immediately, what am I not listening to? And it was, the message was very clear. You need to learn to fight for yourself. And that accident, no kidding, led to me standing up for myself in another area that was really the message. This was like, here, we're going to bump you. We're going to hurt you a little bit so you listen long enough. But this is the message we actually need you to apply it to. And now as soon as I took that action, it was like I started healing better. Like my body started like responding to things better. It was the most insane thing.
That's so funny. That's, I think, another big part of this show that I don't think we've quite dived into yet, but taking, a situation that someone looks at and goes, oh, that's bad, this sucks, boo-hoo, my life, and actually going, oh, no, this is a message.
Yeah. Oh, no, they say even worse. They say, oh, universe doesn't like me today. Universe, guys, only wants you to win.
Yeah.
Like, seriously only wants you to win. Like, that was the biggest thing. Like, and I too was like, why would they do this to me? And like, I was playing the martyr, the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of that, and we had Gina here talking about nutrition. Mm-hmm. I was at Cal State San Marcos. I was taking a nutrition course. Most of the work was very scientific and just, there were students there studying biology. I was taking it because it was part of the requirements, and I was interested in nutrition. I love food. I love cooking. I love eating more than anything. And, I'm learning all these things about, just our lifestyles. I'm like, oh, I want to change. Mm-hmm. The end of that week, like literally like 2 days after my final, I had a little trip and a fall, and I broke my jaw.
Ow.
I had to be put on a liquid
Oh my
diet.
God, you poor thing.
So, I'm thinking, and it's a long story. That's just, the short of it. After just taking this nutrition course, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is go and buy like a bunch of cans and like stuff to put in the microwave. Mm-hmm. So I learned to make my own soups and my own. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was definitely ice cream and
of course
treating myself in there.
I did intuitive eating. Got to go with it.
Yeah, but I think had I never broken my jaw, I probably would have never learned to. I mean, I already cooked, but I ate more vegetables in that month than I'd probably eaten in 25 years of my life.
Yeah. And
even though I was healing from this excruciating pain in my face, I felt like my brain was like going to explode out of my ear. I internally, I felt really good. And I was healing really quickly because I was eating differently. I'm like, well, I guess that was just
that was the lesson. It was like, universe, like, okay, you're not going to do it on your own, so we're going to do something for you to have you go that way. Like, the first time I had someone tell me that my employer and all the stuff that happened to me, because there's more to it. I'll definitely be covering at my event on 222, but it's I just remember when when she was a spiritual therapist, she goes, what if I told you they were your master trainer for your life? Like the master trainer. And I was like, screw you. She even warned me too. She's like, I'm probably going to piss you off with what I'm about to say. And it really has been that. It has been that life lesson, because when I started looking back and throughout my life, I never made a choice on my own to do whatever I wanted to do. I always did what people said I would be good at. Yeah. Starting in high school, when my science teacher told me I would be an amazing physical therapist. I go to college, I study physical therapy. Well, my psychology teacher, my senior year, also told me that I'd be a really good psychologist. Once I got into physical therapy, saw all the science behind it, did not want to do all the science, I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to check out psychology. So then I was a psychology major. Neither of those two were something like I ever looked at, went, ooh, I want to be that. It was just someone, and especially an adult figure, someone I looked up to, said, you'd be good at this. So I went and did that. And and then it was like, oh, well, you're supposed to get married around 26, so I got married at 26. And then you're supposed to have babies at 30. That was the first time the universe said, no, you're not. We got divorced instead of had the babies. And then that turned into, well, who the heck am I? What am I going to do? Someone says, you would be really good at forensics, because I wanted to be a detective. Well, what it is I'm highly intuitive. That wasn't it wasn't really the path. Had someone said you should go into intuitive coaching or something, except back then you didn't know that stuff, but that probably would have been the right path. But no, you're really good at detective stuff, so you should be, so I got a degree in forensics. By the end of that, I was like, I don't really want to work with dead people. All right. So it just kept leading me, and I was always looking outside of myself. And that's probably another really great lesson for people. Stop looking outside for what you want. Start looking more inside and listening to what thoughts go through your head. Meditation's a really good one, and that was one that I just started because of all this. And I was like, I don't know how to meditate. What am I doing? Guided meditations. That's your...
Yeah,
it's a good one. It'll help you at the beginning to then now I can just literally I sat out there for a few minutes just
yep, just breathe a little bit.
Breathe.
Good self-love.
Yep.
So what's your vision? I mean, you went to school a few times.
Yeah, right. You know what? Honestly,
to discover what you're really.
I'm like, okay. Honestly, my mission is right now. It just keeps calling me 1 million women. It's just that 1 million women knowing about self-love. I'm not attached to how it comes. I've given up all the how-tos to the universe, because that's another thing. We always want to go into, well, how do I do that? You got to keep giving up the how-tos, ladies. Seriously. How-tos are no good. I tell myself every single day, just keep giving it up, and the right connections will appear, the right pathways will appear. And, so I just focus on 1 million women. And so, and the children. Now I'm writing a children's book, and getting my Platicorn out there. Definitely check out the Platicorn, because she's so cute. She's just so cute. She's just adorable. You'll start seeing her everywhere. But it's not the Platicorn. It's the message behind the Platicorn. You know that it. Should I talk about what the Platicorn is? Yeah. Okay, so the Platicorn. Let me fix this thing going on my eyeball first. So the Platicorn is a platypus and a unicorn. So I make up things all the time. That's the other thing, guys. Words get made up by people all the time. Who says you can't be the one making up the word? So I made up this word, and it's from a guy that I started talking to. We're going to date, and possibly we're just getting to know each other. And I just told him from the very beginning, well, just so you know, I'm a fucking unicorn, and you should just treat me as such. And, so that went on about 5 weeks or so, and he'd be like, okay, Miss Unicorn, how are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm great, and it did have me kind of like, I see why the unicorn is a big deal, right? I used to collect unicorns as a kid. Unicorns, everyone wants to be magical, mystical, unicorn. And then about 5 weeks in, I was sharing with him about this moment. I was actually at a ketone conference, and I was really moved by what the scientists and the doctors were saying, because what happened to my body was not an accident. Like, it really is the epidemic of today's society. And so I had peace of mind there that I wasn't crazy. And I also had peace of mind because the ketones was helping my body, and I didn't understand, is this a placebo, whatever it's doing. So I was sharing with him how I was moved. I was like mind blown and moved all at the same time. So he replies to me in a text message, and I'm stuck in a conference of like 2,000 people, so I can't even call him and go, what the heck? He says, I think you're more of a platypus than a unicorn. And I was like, excuse me? Like, I remember what a platypus looked like. So I'm sitting there Googling platypus, and I'm like, yeah, that's not a unicorn. Like, no, dude, what is going on here? So I then finally talked to him like 2 days later, and I just said, what the heck was that about? And he goes, well, you're more of a platypus. And I was like, and he was so finite about it. He was like, you are a platypus. And I was like, why? And he goes, well, look, okay, fine. You're mystical, magical, like a unicorn. He goes, but you're more unique, rare, and real. That's a platypus, not a unicorn. And I was like, oh. But I don't like the word. I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, man, okay. All right, I get, okay. And he goes, and you're one of the most unique, rare, and real women I've met in a long time. So he got out of the doghouse on that one. But what's even funnier was I was like, I really do not want to be called a platypus. Like, that is just, I'm a platypus. It had no ring to it. So I made up Platicorn.
I don't even know what they look like in real life.
The platypus?
Yeah.
Don't look it up. Just keep looking at my logo. My logo is so cute compared. It's like a duck and a beaver, and I don't know what the big fight is. It's so funny. Yeah.
Bless them.
But bless my Platicorn, because it really has described, and more of my mission. Like, I want people to be stepping into their uniqueness. They're being real. Like, that is so, and that it's okay to not fit in with everybody. Please don't fit in. We need more people to stand out.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that someone said to me when I was really sick. They're like, why are you afraid to leave this place? Because I had started identifying myself as that place. And I was like, and it was such a worldwide conversation. She said to me, what if you were bigger than that person, like that place, that enterprise? And I was like, they're worldwide. What are you talking about? You know, and now I see what it is. And it's that mission. I want everyone to be bigger than anything they ever could imagine, and allow the universe just to blow you up. And that's the Platicorn. You know, I'm magical and mystical, but I'm also unique, rare, and real. And happenstance, fast forward a few months, we're at this, I'm emceeing an event that we end up taking on self-love as the topic. And it was really like a lot of my vision and a lot of my mission, and actually a dream of mine I had a year before. That's a whole nother show of stuff. But it all started coming up, and I was like, this isn't enough. One day is not enough. So through my company, we created the monthly events following. And it just so happens, because my friend and I were talking about it, she goes, you love to keep it real. Every time you talk, it's like about being real. She's like, you should have something about that. I said, you know what, self-love, keeping it real. Like, that's it. Like, it's a place to come to every single month where we get to be real. I don't allow people in that are fake. It's like, you can leave that in the parking lot. You can leave it in your glove compartment. You can take it home with you, but don't bring that in here. This is a place you get to come, be away, be with other women that are just out to just be themselves as well, and have fun and truly, truly connect with each other. And that's just how, just this real thing. So the Platicorn, she's going to be all over the world. I'm writing a book, a children's book about that, in a more of a children's form. Obviously, I'm not going to cuss in it, and I'm not going to, you know, and I'm not going to make it really about the boy, but it could be kind of about a boy. But it's the stories about the same thing, about how we grew up thinking that we have to be a certain way, or we want to be like everyone else, like every other unicorn in the world. But you can, you know, I don't care if it's even a Platicorn, like that people like start having their own expression of who they are. Mine's a Platicorn. It could be something else for someone else, but that they have that guidance at a young age to be okay with being themselves.
Yeah.
And not only that, I want to be, you know, it's not just good enough for me to be, here's a book, kids, good luck. Like, to really go out and have classes and start getting into schools, the self-love, you know, like really having them honor themselves. And if someone, you know, even the word bullying, like, to take that word out of the dictionary, to just have it not even be like a thing. Did you?
I did. I was sitting with the president of Benchmark Courses, and I said to him, like, could you imagine, like, if we taught things like this in school?
Yeah.
Like, I said we would reduce bullying, more so the effects of it.
Yeah.
I think we would definitely remove.
It can remove it from the dictionary. Like, oh, remember back in the 2000s, you know, when people, like, bullied and stuff?
To each other.
Yeah, like, remember when people just pissed each other off all the time and made fun of each other and poked and prodded and, you know, and talks crap? Like, why can't we? You know, it's just trend. We all live in trends. So all this trend, guess what? It's all self-love. It's all about empowerment. It's all about you're okay. Like, just the way you are.
I love that there are more people, like I said earlier, more people turning to this idea of self-love and ultimately loving themselves.
Yeah.
So.
And that we can even love the people that don't agree with us. That's my other thing too. Like, some people get all defensive. I don't. It's like, well, you can go be negative. That's fine. That's
who they are.
Send you nothing but good, positive energy and have at it. You know, that's life you want to live. Go for it.
Yeah.
It's not because a lot of times too we want to get like, got to change them. We got to like coerce them or persuade them. No, just keep being the light, being who you are, and people will attract to you or they'll attract away from you.
Yeah.
Detract, whatever that word is. Like, they'll go away.
Yeah.
And, I'll live in my bubble.
The universe will do the work for you.
Exactly.
So what are you up to now?
Oh my goodness.
You keep talking about events.
I know. I'm like, it just comes naturally. So every month here in San Diego, we have a self-love event. I bring in a speaker. I bring in featured business boss babes, also known as vendors. I'm all about promoting other businesses, other passions, other people up to some things. And I don't like the typical networking, and it's nothing against the typical networking that's going on out there. But again, I like to do my own thing, obviously, Platicorn. So it's like a twist on networking. It's truly connecting. It's creating relationships, trusting the universe, trusting that like when you come in, the perfect person's going to sit next to you, the perfect person. And I don't mean the perfect person as they're perfect, but the person that you are needing to meet right then and there. I have about 20 women that come back every month, that they're building a community in themselves. You know, that whole, and just trusting that the right people, it's all the right people, and you're always at the right time, there at the right time. And I even tell them, like this last time we had a lot of people sick, we had people with some stuff come up, and I said, trust your love, like your self-love. If your intuition's saying don't come, don't come. You're not going to hurt my feelings. It'll just be smaller and cuter than it usually is. And it was, everyone's like, oh my God, I love this one. I was like, really? You know, because my mind wants to go, oh God, you know. Yeah. But like 10 people got sick or had babysitter problems. But it was like, no, it's always perfect. And on February 22nd, I'm speaking. Definitely like what we were talking about today, but in a little bit more detail and like walking people through and educating. That whole night's going to be about education, inspiration, and a heck of a lot of fun. Like we were saying earlier before we started, I am like a sprinkle of Oprah, Ellen, Gabby Bernstein, and Jen Sincero in one. Like but that's who I am. It's not that I'm them. And that's what a lot of people like, but I find myself in them, and then I watch that. So it pulls out more of me through them speaking. So the whole night's going to be about that. I'm not really even sure exactly how it's going to go, but again, I just keep it real, and I go up and I'm just myself. And that's, you know, we're definitely going to do that. I have a program for 10 women starting in February. I still have some spots left that I would love anyone that just doesn't know how to bring self-love into their life. Like there's no way, no how I can have what I want and have self-love. You know, like to start training that mindset in a different way. And not even like I tell people a lot of times, it's unlearning a lot of stuff more than learning. Like I had to unlearn a lot from my past to be able to think the way I think now. Yeah. And I'm still on a journey. There's nothing fixed about me. There's nowhere I've gotten to. Yeah. And even these groups really help me continue to bring out like that space for people. It brings it for me. It just completely, that don't work. Nope, that don't work. And then I still have the opportunity. I need that for right now. Okay, great, no problem. But it's definitely a mindset. So I have that, and then I also am taking on VIPs for the year 2018. This is my favorite part because they're going to get every single one of my group programs, every one of my online programs that I'm creating. They get ridiculous. They get 4 one-on-ones with me throughout the year, which I charge $150 an hour. So it's a really great deal. All for $997, and I don't even like to do $997. I just want people to they're getting all of that. Like they basically are like my girlfriends for this year, and by golly, by the end of 2018, they're going to have the result they wanted. Because there's also a lot of, and I'm learning not to judge people. So it's not from a place of judgment. It's just a place of awareness. There's a lot of coaches out there. Like even people ask me, "Are you a life coach?" I'm like, "No, it's your life coach. This is your life. I'm just again that tugboat, right?" So they get this whole year to have that result, and I'm not going to stop till they get the result. So if it goes into 2019, we're going to 2019. I doubt it's going to go that far. Yeah. But it's that they have someone that's going to help guide them, because when you are in self-love, you are in that truth of yourself. It goes a lot faster than we think. I would never have thought a year ago to where I'm at today. It is so night and day. It's bizarre. A year ago, I was in a condo in downtown, not knowing if I was going to ever heal again. And the downest of down. And now I'm like, get me on the world. Let's get this bad boy going. You know, like it's amazing what a year can do. And so that's what I'm committed for haven't really hit a number at 10, maybe 20 VIPs for this year. I have a couple already that are like, let's go, let's hurry up. I'm like, wait, we got to fill the group, patience, people. But here's some little homeworks here. Start doing this in your life. But that's just one of my biggest things, that it's my VIP program and the group program, just to get people starting in the awareness of self-love and how much they're not, and like to help them guide them through that process. And it's not like a 1, 2, 3. That's the other thing too. I'm not going to say, I have the 5 best methods. We're going to do this together. Everyone's different. Everyone's situation's different, but we're going to guide together, and the group dynamic's even more powerful. So, and all my VIPs get all free access to any of my events, and I'm already starting to collaborate with some people too. So all year long, you get to come. You're at my VIP table, and I tend to spoil my ladies. So anybody. Because remember, I'm Mama Bear. I take care of people.
Yeah.
It's just what I do. So who knows what else is going to show up. And then obviously I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be writing my children's book. Hopefully that'll be out in the next 6 months or so. And then
Featuring the Platicorn.
featuring my Platicorn, get her out in the world. She needs to be on things. My mom even made some stuff. She embroiders. She got it made to like on this little like coin purse thing and a little sachet, and it's actually super cute. Like, and now I kind of like notice out in the stores. I'm like, oh, my Platicorn is way cuter than that.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, we got to get that on some little pencil pouches or something for kids, because at least there's a message behind it.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that I'm putting out there is like, all right, universe, bring me people that, want to get this bad boy out there. Because the goal is that I'm not even focusing on, I want to get like Thai or Mattel, whoever that like sponsors those kind of things. Like, we love your idea. We want to buy it from you, and let's mass produce it. Because I just know me at my level, it's not as big as my vision is. So I am open to receiving anybody that knows how to mass produce these bad boys. Like, let it in. I am like, bring it on, because I want the message out. So that's it. That's pretty much it. I think I've covered everything.
Yeah, so where can people find you?
Oh, so
Get all these goodies that you got.
yes. So on Instagram, I'm the Donna Jackson.
The
Donna Jackson. Funny story, a year ago. Donna Jackson wasn't taken, and my friend's like, you need a website. You need to start blogging your story, which I never started the blog, which was funny. But they had, and they give you the ideas, like, here, the generators or whatever.
Yeah,
it said the Donna Jackson, and jokingly we said, okay. I'm like, well, there's Oprah, there's Ellen, like, the Donna Jackson. So now I'm like the Donna Jackson, but you got to spell the so people know. But so the Donna Jackson's on Instagram, and then on Facebook, oh gosh, I always forget the name of it. I have a page. If you just look at my name, Donna Jackson self love, keeping it real, I think. I have a group page. I also have that's a group, and then there's the page, self love, keeping it real series. Either way, just look on there, you'll find me. Or look up my name and add me as a friend. I'm totally not, I'm so not that person yet. I'm like, maybe one day I'll have to be like that. Sorry. But right now I'm like, come on, bring on my connections. I know the universe is just going to bring me good people. So, or at least the knowing if they're not. So, I don't freak out too much about that. But the big thing in my website, selflovesandiego.com. If you put thedonnajackson.com, I have it linked too, but Self Love San Diego, it's easy. Go find it. There's all my events, all my services, everything. Oh, one thing I am starting this Wednesday, I'm starting Happy Hour with Donna. It's happy hour without the hangover. And
nice.
And really it's very similar to like what your show's about too, about like, I just want positivity in the world. So for 1 hour, and I picked a Wednesday on purpose because it's in the middle of the week. It's kind of like, all right, we're kind of going now. How's our week going? Hump day happy hour, like that. But we all hop on a Zoom call, and some people, you can be on the phone, you can be on the video, whatever. But for 1 hour, we talk about nothing but good stuff.
Cool.
And it's it's a high vibration call. It's to bring, even if you're in a low vibration, that you hop on the call, feel the energy, raise up your energy, and let's just kick out the rest of the week.
So you do that every Wednesday? Every
Wednesday, starting this Wednesday. Okay. At 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
That's the happy hour.
West Coast, exactly, right? And
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. And then that you can look me up on Facebook. I have Happy Hour with Donna. There's a group page, so all the call information will be on there. So add yourself. It's free. It's just a place to come hang out for an hour, and there's not an obligation. It's not like, oh gosh, I missed my call this week. Like, no, it's just hop on, hop off, get what you need. It's very in and out. It's very casual. So, yeah.
Cool.
That's
Thanks
it.
for coming in and
thanks for having
sharing
me.
your story and inspiring people to love themselves a little bit more. Like you said, there's no rhyme or reason or specific method to loving yourself. Maybe, if there's a little voice in your head saying, go do your nails, just go do your nails,
which I need to do my nails. I
guess
got my nails taken off.
Doing your nails, you might get 3 phone calls for your business.
Or you meet someone that needs to come to your stuff. You just never know. And that's the thing, like that was my other thing about networking. It was like, just go out and talk to people.
Yeah.
Just talk to people.
Just hang out with them.
Just hang out.
Tell your story.
Yeah.
I just looked at the time. I'm like, holy moly.
Yeah, I know. I talk a lot.
Don't know how long we've been going for, but
we're not doing 2 hours. We're not doing 2 hours.
The show itself has been going on for over an hour now. So I guess that's a good cue to.
Yeah, we should probably end it now. Let people have a little bit of mystery, anticipation about who we are. But
And listen, either one of us can talk for hours and hours, so.
yeah, we won't keep you guys for 2 hours this time.
Yeah. But if you do want to talk to Donna more, we got the happy hour. She's got all the cool packages and VIPs
Check
and
me out. Come talk.
her events. So
We'll hop on a call. It doesn't have to be 2 hours. Trust me, I can keep it short if I have to. I can put a little timer. I'm good. But
well, thank you, Donna.
thank
so
you
much.
for having me.